excited. The fair obviously is a fun time in general, but it also, it's the start of the new year academically and the new athletic year. So it's always a good time to get out here and bring the guys out here and take a walk around and experience everything that the fair's got to offer.
With the practices you all have had, how you feeling about how the team is so far?
Really good. The first two years, obviously we kind of knew what it was, and it's a process. And so now going into year 3 to have a full roster, knock on wood, to be able to have a summer where there was no significant injuries. Now you feel like we're hitting the floor and the ground running. To be able to have multiple guys back from last year is a huge benefit. And I love the new energy, whether that's transfers or new guys. There's new energy. Guys are driven and motivated. Fun group to be around. Live in the gym, and excited to take the next step.
You say any expectations for this group this year, or are you kind of keeping it pretty broad?
No, we've always been, a day-to-day type of program. I think obviously we all know what the end goal is, but you only get there if you don't skip steps. You worry about the day-to-day process. And so we'll be process-driven, and I've got a great group that understands that.
How hungry are you? I know it's not been easy the last few years. How hungry are you to actually get over that hump and get it going?
Oh no, we're thrilled, and again, I think that the guys sense it too. It's a gut punch when everybody in your program knows that you're dealing with, whether it's being undermanned or you're just really young. Everybody understands that, and so now I think you see guys juiced and energized, and they know what we have in the room, and now it's just about putting the work in.
I feel like you are more down the line of putting your own stamp on this team and what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is this is the first year we've had more than a guy returning. And so now it's like you have carryover. So what we've taught and what we've coached, last year there's carryover with multiple guys, and that's huge in what you're trying to do. Role definition, guys understand it. This is Dawson Garcia's first time in his career where back-to-back years he's had the same system. There's confidence in that. And so to be able to now start, and you're not starting at ground zero, but you're able to build and really piggyback off of how we ended last year, that's exciting in itself.
Get any of the guys out here to the fair?
Yeah, the whole team's gonna be out here. The whole team, and they've been looking forward to it, honestly. So they'll be out here walking around, getting something to eat, kind of enjoying everything that the fair has to offer.
When is that?
I think they get here, at 4. They get here at 4.
Then when you're recruiting, obviously the wins and losses is probably not something you sell, but what you sell the culture, you sell facilities, you sell the system.
Yeah, no, we sell everything. We sell the vision.
Yeah.
I think the one thing about our team is, there wasn't a lack of effort. There wasn't a lack of try. So you sell that. You talk about that. Everything is a process, and I understood it. Again, we want to win every game. I want to win every single game. But I also know there's a process to it, and I know where we're at the last couple of years as a program. And so you sell that too, because that's real. That's part of it. And I think we've got kids now that are here for the right reasons, that are here to help us move the needle, and that are anxious to take that next step.
When you have so many kids from Minnesota on the team, that probably helps when you bring kids in from out of state to sell the program as well, and just being here in Minnesota, the program and the fan base.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that sells it is, in the year where we probably could have had a lot of guys leave, we didn't. And I think that's pretty telling for our guys and what they're about and what we're doing as a program. And I think that in the early stages is what sells it, especially when you're up against it. It's easy when you're winning. Everybody loves it. Everybody's having a good time. But when you're not, to be able to retain the players that we were able to, I think that speaks volumes for our program and where we're at, where we're going.
Ben, what's your favorite part of the fair, just in terms of you being able to interact with the fans on a more casual basis as opposed to like during the season when you're too busy to do that?
That's probably it, because now it's soccer and PJ and volleyball time. So I can actually, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy the fair. You can enjoy going to soccer, volleyball, football, because we're not in the thick of it yet. So it's good. I love, again, coming out here and interacting. And again, it's a more casual type of conversation for us right now.
What's it like to have all the guys on campus, and what maybe was the biggest takeaway you got from summer workouts?
It's great. I think, again, as weird as this sounds, the fact that we're injury-free. Again, we have not had that in 2 years. And so to be able to get our work done, for guys to be able to grow as a player, grow in the weight room, handle their business academically, and do that and come out healthy, unscathed, and now we're starting workouts on Tuesday. We're 100% ready to roll. Phenomenal. So from that standpoint, it was a major success.
Speaking of some injuries, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about Parker and Isaiah. How are they coming along, and when will they be cleared?
Yeah, no, really good. They've done a really good job. I mean, they people to realize for 2 straight years to go through the same monotonous rehab. Our training staff has done a phenomenal job, but those guys they've put the work in the hardest type of conditions when you don't get benefit. There's no reward. And so, they've built themselves up to the point now where starting in the fall, they'll be ready to roll and really, I've never seen them play 5-on-5. So I'm excited. I know they're excited. And I know that their teammates are excited for them.
What can a guy like Jack Wilson do for your team? I mean, there was a video that came out, I think, yesterday or the day before. I mean, he's a big man, but he's got some skill too.
No, he's really skilled. And probably you watched film and you knew that he had good feet, he had good hands. Part of his NFL journey, they're not taking the guy who can't move. And so you get him and you work with him, and after 8 weeks, you're like, you know what? He can do a lot more than we even thought. And he's gonna be huge for us for a lot of reasons, not only in games but in practice. He's older, he's got a maturity about him, he's been through it. I have a ton of respect for Kyle Smith at Washington State. He's been coached. And so, we're really fortunate to have him part of our program.
And how about the international player you brought in?
Yeah, Chris just got in. I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know yet. He missed all the summer. Not to his fault, just with the processing and all that. So to get him going, but so far he's fitting well. Our guys like him. He likes our guys. One thing about him, he's motivated, and he was able to play over in Lithuania, so he's not scared of anything. Zero fear. Knows how to play. Really good skill. Got size, length, good athlete. He's going to add to our depth, and he's going to make practice competitive, which, again, we haven't been able to have. We'll be the first year we'll be able to go 5-on-5 with subs in practice and actually compete. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's nobody more competitive than the guy who's it's your job to win games and to establish a team and to move the needle. So, Mark's been great. He's been doing this a long time. He understands. Again, it's not a quick fix. That's not how I think. That's not how I operate. That's not why I took this job. It's all about to be able to sustain it. And if you don't have a base and you don't have proper structure, you're not going to be able to sustain it. And so that's our goal. And I think progressively we've added pieces, and now in year 3, we're right where we want to be. We're right where we need to be, and the timing's right. I think that's why everybody around our program is excited.